Hi everybody, it's Anbanani. Welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Don't forget to like the video as well, you guys. It's actually better if you like the video before you watch it because that helps you to not forget what to do. Okay, now you guys listen. I want to talk about Dr. Matthew. I just like still calling him doctor. He earned the title. You know, the way he fought for that title when we were trying to tell him that is when we were trying to tell him you are not the doctor, and he was like, I am. Okay. So Mathew Lani, you guys, is a guy that was pretending to be a medical doctor over there by TikTok, but he was doing too much because he was even going in a certain hospital pretending to be a doctor. He ended up getting arrested, was out on bail, and did they strike the case off the roll or something? But it ended up not being that serious in terms of like him being charged with a crime. But after that incident, obviously all of us knew that he was a fake doctor. So it became more difficult for him to carry on his activities on TikTok or any social media because I mean people knew that he was a fake doctor. Now, you guys, there were certain platforms that had interviewed Mathew Lani even after everything was revealed that he was a fake doctor, and he was still insisting that he was a doctor. Okay, so it started looking like, is this person okay mentally? So that's a story I'm going to talk about because now they are saying that he is homeless. I feel like that's what happens to you when you pretend to work while other people are working because the other people are working so they are getting paid and you are pretending to work. So obviously you're not getting paid for being a fake doctor. So that's why he has ended up homeless. I'm also going to talk about what's happening with Miss Adechina, okay? Because she is over there in Mexico about to represent Nigeria in Miss Universe. When is Miss Universe, you guys? So Home Affairs finally announced that they are intending to revoke her ID and passport, South African that is, and also her mother's ID and passport because it was obtained or they were obtained illegally. Okay. Now, you guys, this case, I thought that honestly, Home Affairs was just waiting for us to forget about this story. And then when you forget about it, they were just going to, let it go. Okay. But I guess people were still putting pressure because now they are giving us some progress after so long. Now, I've seen an article where they are saying South Africans are saying that she should not be allowed to enter Miss Universe there by Mexico. I was like, guys, we have enough problems over here in South Africa. And let's just worry about us, okay? If Nigeria didn't have any problems with the fact that they had committed crimes here in South Africa, then let Nigeria do it their way, okay? Also, in Mexico, if they feel like they don't want to be bothered about what the person did in the country where they lived, whether they committed a crime or not, let them do that. Let's worry about what's happening here. Okay, if Mexico is okay with it and she wins Miss Universe, me is coming over here doing a congratulations video because I don't really care what happens outside of this country. But I wanted to see the crime that was committed here in this country, what happens with that. So fake doctor Mathew Lani hits the streets after losing it all. This article comes from Bona magazine. It says a well-known TikTok content creator Mathew Lani has hit rock bottom following his previous scandal. Matthew, who gained popularity for impersonating a doctor, has now found himself homeless and destitute after losing his apartment. He never had an apartment, this guy. Ay, ubona how. After losing his apartment, his car, and all his belongings. Like they actually think go to there's someone has an apartment, a car, and belongings. Hey. That guy was wearing the same jackets every day, okay? In an interview with the Sunday World, Matthew explained that after losing his apartment, car, and belongings that never existed, due to the fallout from his impersonation scandal, he has been living with his mother at a residential building in Windsor East of Johannesburg. That's what you do when you don't have a job. You go live with your parents, okay? Not pretend to have a very important job. Okay, so I don't feel sorry for him. So after losing my apartment, car, and everything else that I never really had, okay, he's still lying, this guy. I moved in with my mother in March. This comes after Matthew gained popularity on TikTok for his medical advice and HIV activism. I even wonder, guys, if he's really, HIV positive or he's just playing. This guy might actually be taking ARVs without being without being positive, you know. However, social media users soon began questioning the validity of his qualifications. This led to the public frenzy and an investigation by an institution he claimed to have obtained his degrees from. As a result, several institutions have since publicly distanced themselves from Matthew, exposing his false credentials. I still feel like Vets University, as much as I like my university, but I feel like they should have been accountable for something, because there was a time where they actually allegedly confirmed that he was a student. Okay, so I think that they should have taken some accountability when it comes to this situation. And also, Department of Education, wasn't he part of some campaign at some point, because they also actually thought that he was a doctor. So I don't understand that. Such big institutions. Okay, Matthew further told the publication mentioned above that in July, the building owner issued his mother a notice to vacate the property. They refused to leave due to unpaid wages and had their attorneys argue that the eviction was illegal. Here's the thing, you guys. Remember, let's not forget that Dr. Matthew, fake Dr. Matthew, actually got one nurse fired from her job because she was trying to tell everybody that this guy was not a real doctor. Okay? She even lost her job. She had to change her career and everything because of this guy. Okay? So if you were even tempted to feel sorry for Matthew. Listen, you guys, these are normal things that happens to normal people when they don't have jobs. They can't afford to pay rent. They can't afford to buy their own clothes. They can't afford to have cars and apartments. That's what happens. You go and live at home. And if you've been playing around, not looking for a job, to actually be able to help your mother, your mother is going to be affected as well. Now, she's evicted from properties that you could be helping her with if you were focused on the right things. But no, Dr. Mehta was out here trying to convince us that he is actually a doctor when he wasn't. I mean, we were the crazy ones trying to tell him, you are not a doctor. I am a doctor. No, no, doctor. No, 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 Matthew, you are not a doctor. Even his uncle was over there saying, he is not a doctor. So now let's read the story about what's happening with Chidimma Adechina. Sometimes I call him Adechina when I should be Chidimma. Guys, she shall forget me. She shall forgive me and forget me because I'm South African. And she no longer is South African. So listen, you guys. So it says here, Home Affairs said to revoke Chidimma Adetshina and her mother's identification documents. Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Njabulo Nzuza recently confirmed that Miss South Africa contestant Chidimma Adechina and her mother's ID documents will be revoked. This comes after Adechina, once billed as a favorite for the Miss South Africa 2024 crown, was forced to withdraw after Home Affairs found prima facie evidence that her mother may have allegedly committed identity fraud. The investigation came after persistent pressure from South African citizens. Speaking to SABC News, Nzuza said, "We had to write to Chidimma to make representations. We know that her mother's ID was obtained illegally. So if her mother's ID was obtained illegally, then it brings her, Chidimma's own citizenship into question. The closing date was yesterday for them to respond." Okay? So now the process of withdrawing their citizenship will begin. This means that the person no longer is a South African citizen and is removed from the database of South Africa. Nzuza said that the department believes that Adetshina's mother had multiple passports at the time she traveled with Adetshina to South Africa. Did she travel to South Africa or Nigeria? Okay. If she was traveling with a South African passport, we would have been able to pick it up. We are dealing with a situation where we have a person moving in and out using multiple access documents, but you should be able, at this point, our Home Affairs should have the record of all of Adetshina's mom's identity documents, all of them, and all of her passports. They are Home Affairs after all. So they should have used all of the resources that they have to have on record that this woman cannot travel right now. These are all her IDs, these are all her passports. So if it pops up in the system, you are stopping her. The fact that she was able to travel, Home Affairs Act. We will not know how she would have arrived there. All that we know is that the matter is now with the Hawks, who are now looking for her so that she can answer the law on a criminal basis. Listen, you guys, like the fact that you can be looking for this woman at this point. I mean, like, how big is South Africa? You know, if the Hawks are looking for you, and they can say we are looking for, instead of saying we are going to go to her house and, you know, and collect her or speak to her, you know. Sometimes, hey, our government. Meanwhile, Adechina is currently in Mexico City, where she is due to represent Nigeria in the 73rd Miss Universe pageant on November the 16th, despite her citizenship and ID debacle. Okay? And if she wins, you guys, congratulations to her. Okay? Because those countries don't really care about what happens here. Okay. But anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about. I think we should just, as South Africans, leave her alone. Let them hang on whatever it is that they want to hang on. But we are interested to know what our government is going to do with this situation here of identity theft. Okay. Because there is a serious crime. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. What do you think of, should we even care that Mathew Lani is homeless right now? Okay. There are many homeless people that we need to be feeling sorry for or maybe helping. Is Mathew Lani one of those people? Okay. And also, am I wrong in saying that when it comes to Chidimma, we should only be worried about what happened with her here, not over there? Okay, even though the people from over there that come here are very concerned about the stuff here. And we'll be like, the visitors we are hosting are now running us. Nigerians, hey, they'll be trying to run us. But now we are interested here. And if it's in China, we hardly ever travel. It's comfortable. I really feel like we should be concerned about what happens here. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like it before Pumegion. Guys, when I say like it before Pumegion, it's not just my exit line. Hi, you guys. You think I just want to say like it before Pumegion? No, I mean like the video before Pumegion. Some of you be puming without liking. Lapo liking is just and it's free. Hi. Some of you. Anyway, thank you so much. Nginethanda kakhulu.